Hi, and so you are at Module 4, and you now have lots of skills to contain yourself and to be able to stay in the room through whatever you're hearing. You can always, if you're too triggered, you can slip over to the bathroom and try on to an animal to transform yourself. You have all kinds of ways of self-soothing and looking after your triggers. And now you're having to see what it means to be an AFOT counselor and therapist, and all those questions of integrity and personal professionalism come into play. So how do we walk the walk? How do we make sure that we work with integrity and that we never talk about anybody behind their back? Set the example in community about what it means to be a trauma counselor, because if you don't walk the walk, the community will not trust you in the bigger picture. So we learned a lot about the focusing attitude in our last session. And the focusing attitude does mean that you work things out yourself before you say anything out loud to anyone else about anybody in the community in particular. That includes family members, it includes exes, it includes there's a way that now that you have the skills, that if the personal skills, that if you do need to attend to something that's struggling for you, you can do that with a somebody. You can find somebody and say, look, I'm very triggered by this person, rather than be cross-talking or talking to the community or on social media in particular. You wanna be able to sit with somebody and address your concerns without that spilling all over the community, or people will not see you as a safe person. So the problem isn't talking about somebody, it's where and how and why you're talking about somebody. If you're talking about somebody so that you can get connected more deeply with what you need to do to help facilitate that relationship, that's really important. Or you need to learn how to move around that person in a way that is from the west and from the north. So anything you say now really does need to come from the west and the north. And if it's not coming from the west and the north, you need to go attend to yourself to see what you need to do to get yourself over there. Because as the mental health worker in the community, people need to see you always, unfortunately, even in your off time, sitting as much as you can in the west and in the north. And if you're not, then you know you need to go attend and get some help. So you're not going to see somebody to dump it all, you're going to see somebody to see, what you need to do inside you to get you to a good place so that you can better be a community member and a model of good mental health. I mean, that's really important. When I see graduates on social media dissing people, I sometimes will leave a little message on their a comment by saying, if they're dissing somebody, I might ask, is that somebody sitting in the east or in the south? And where are you? Are you in the west or in the north? So we can help each other along. When you do see something on social media, on Facebook or someplace else, that is not holding a focusing attitude, know that we're all responsible to try to help that person move over into the west or into the north in a gentle, kind way, because we're all human. But we are all related as AFOT professionals now. You're into Module 4, so now you do have the tools to professionalize yourself so that you are a model in your community. And I have a really great module, because I think in this module we'll be talking a bit about that kind of thing, about the lateral violence that we want to interrupt by the way we hold ourselves as AFOT graduates in community. So have a really good module, have fun, because there's some really great stuff coming up for you. Module 4, 5, and 6, and 7 are really divine. You've done the trauma the intense trauma work. You know how to take care of your complex trauma. So now we're all colleagues. So how you hold yourself in community is really, really important to me and to all the AFOT teams across all the nations, because we set a really good example. Our AFOT team across the nations our teaching teams have been together for 25, 30 years now. And we all hold each other really well. We don't really have a lot of struggles together because we live in the West and in the North, and we love each other from the West and from the North. And if we fall off that wagon, we get ourselves back up there into that that place where relationships are healthy, and where we're really, really good and kind and helpful to one another. We really deeply love each other, and you're part of that. You're part of that whole group now too. So the best way to end lateral violence. I know you're doing bullying this weekend too. So the best way to end lateral violence is to help each other through the years to stay in the West and in the North, and just gently nudge each other there, setting an amazing example for community. I love you all. Take care. Bye.